So my father, Mr. Jimmy, as I affectionately call him, they were doing decks, other handyman services. They really didn't have any ambition on making any bigger than that. I don't even remember any of that. I just know that, you know what I mean? I remember them talking about it, but I don't remember any of that. You combine that with my first job where I was a construction laborer and learning just the value of hard work, but just knowing what my father and Mr. Jimmy did. And he was just always also the guy that did all the stuff himself at the house, to working at a startup where I did everything. And what I mean by that is I was hired as a sales rep, but they didn't have any leads. So they put me in everywhere to try to keep me paid, so I wouldn't go anywhere. I was their first sales rep. So I did sales rep, I did Facebook poster, so marketing, I did cold calling, I did canvassing, I did project management for some time. Pretty much every part of this entire operation I played some part in. And eventually I would get into installation. Eventually I would get into, one of my good friends taught me how to install. I learned pretty much every piece of this business. The longest tenure I had it was certainly in building sales teams, but I've done everything and had done everything at that point. And I just felt uniquely prepared to bottle all that up and kind of continue on, what my old man had done, him and his Navy buddy. And then Dad came on board and helped me with operations. And so that's really where this is all kind of born from. Out of a need, really. I had no ambition at the time of really doing this on our own. It was simply a byproduct of, as hard as it is to find a good contractor for a homeowner, it's equally hard to find a good contractor to work for. And so I was just tired of being misled. I was tired of mismanagement of funds. And ultimately, it just got to a point where I felt that I could be better served betting on myself. And somehow I was able to convince my old man to unretire and come and help. And that's the short story as far as how we put all this together and how this came about. I sincerely felt uniquely prepared. I could empathize with both the employee and the homeowner on the need for a quality, trustworthy contractor. And that's what we really wanted to focus on. Core values, expert level quality, but not losing that attention to detail and level of customer service that you expect from a small family-owned and operated outfit. So that seemed to be the problem, right? You have these major big player companies in the area that are really well known that can give these extraordinary products and these elaborate warranties, and we couldn't access those because we were small, but we could treat you much more personal and be more attentive. And so we wanted to be able to combine those two, and I think we've done that. And that's really where we come from, is combining all of that along with the gratitude and passion, everything in my background and my father's background, and bring all of that to the forefront and bring that to combine what is now Potomac Custom Remodeling. And that's where our core values come from: honor, integrity, tenacity, teamwork, and service. And we bring those into every single install that we do.